In this lesson, we're going to learn how to package our projects. Alright, so once you're finished with your game and you want to create something like a development build, maybe a beta or an alpha, and you want other people to play it, you'll need to package up your project so they can open it up without having the Unreal Engine editor. So to do this, we'll go up to File, and we're going to go to Package Project. Now you're going to choose what platform you want your project to execute on. In our case, we're going to go ahead and use Windows. Now before we click on Windows, let's go to our packaging settings. In here you're going to notice a couple of options. First thing that we have is our build configuration. The build configuration is going to determine if this is just a development build or if it's the actual final ship. Okay, so in our case it's just going to be a development. And then you have your staging directory. Basically, where do you want this to save? So in our case, I'm going to set it up on the C drive and UE4 game. Okay, so that's just a file that I created. You could put it anywhere that you like. If you want to set that up, just simply click on your Browse button here. So now that we've finished that, we also need to make sure that we are packaging up and setting the default map for the game. So let's go to Maps and Modes. And you'll see my game default map, I've set that to 14_begin. If yours is a little bit different, you can always click on your list and it should show you all the maps that is in your directory. So I'm just going to use this one here. Alright, perfect. So now that that is all set, let's close this down. And before we go ahead and package our game, we need to make sure that we save our project. So to save your entire project, you'll want to click on your game folder. So right click on that and then you're going to choose Save. You could also click on Save right up here, and it will save any modified assets. What that's going to do is it's going to make sure that you don't have any broken materials or textures, and it knows exactly what it needs to package up. So once that is finished, you'll go up to File, and then you're going to say Package Project, Windows. Now whenever we do this, it's going to bring up your folder, and you'll want to browse to your folder. Alright, I've gone ahead and browsed to my folder, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK on that. And it's going to take some time to package up that project. So it might take about 30 seconds to a minute. Depending on the size of your project, it could take a really long time. So let's go ahead and pause the video, and I'll come back when that's finished. Alright, so you should get a little message at the bottom right-hand side of your screen saying that the project packaging has been completed. And once that's finished, we want to be able to give this to a friend or something like that to play our game. We may take it off to a show to show off. So to be able to open that file, we'll need to go to the file itself. In this case, we're going to go to UE4 game. And you should see this folder called Windows No Editor. Double click on that, and you'll want to go into your project folder. So in this case, we named our project UE4_files. Double click on that, and then you'll go into binaries. Inside of binaries, you'll see Win64. And then there's your .exe file that you can pass on to your friends. Now you need to make sure that you take that entire project folder. So don't just give them this .exe because it's going to execute and it won't be able to find all the files that it needs. So make sure you take that entire folder. Now to execute, just double click on that. It's going to bring that up. And I apologize, this is going to be a little bit larger than our window here, but you can see that all of our materials and everything is showing up here, and we can see our game. Alright, perfect. So now that we've discussed that, let's go ahead and exit out of that game mode. Here we go. So we've gone through a lot of the major steps that you'll find in your first day in Unreal Engine 4. We've talked about how to create and open projects. We've talked about the editor UI, viewport navigation, the different view modes, meaning the perspective or the orthographic view modes. We've talked about placing objects, selecting objects, manipulating them, moving and rotating and scaling. We've even talked about how to manage content, like bringing content in. Some basic creating of materials, some basic lighting, even basic blueprints. And then we finished it off with Matinee. And then we brought it all together in this little scene. So hopefully this has helped you solidify the major workflows that you would find in Unreal Engine 4. And I hope your first day in Unreal Engine 4 was a success. So I'll see you guys next time.